My name is Doug Pettit. As I traveled the county during the first few weeks of my campaign, there has been one consistent message that I'm hearing from Volusia County voters in every corner of the county. We are unwilling to commit quality of life, financial, or environmental suicide for overdevelopment. This year we have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to change the makeup of the Volusia County Council. And this may be the last time we get that opportunity. Voters are tired of elected officials that have told them time and again that they're going to do the right thing. They're going to control growth. They're going to restore trust in government. They're going to rein in the overdevelopment, and they're going to give them clean water, only to have them cave to the growth industry. I've been in Florida for 30 years. I got into Seminole County in 1993. In 2007, I moved to Volusia County. I spent 26 years in the United States Marine Corps, retired in 2003 as a lieutenant colonel. And then, as if that wasn't adventure enough, I became a high school teacher. So I spent 15 years in the school systems in both Volusia and Seminole County. So I have been evaluated, I have been under pressure, and I understand what it's like to be able to perform in those environments. And I would ask this evening that I am working to represent the hardworking voters of Volusia County in our once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to regain control of our government and aim it back in the direction we all want it to go in. Thank you.
Please demonstrate to us, how will you be a responsible steward of our tax funds? What will be your personal approach to ensuring individual line items in the budget are really necessary before approving the expenditure, and how will you follow up afterwards?
The budget is a very, very large book of confusion if you look at it. I'll be able to, at least as long as I get a line item budget, take a look at that and try to streamline the budget process and provide feedback to staff. How will I follow up? I will probably be able, given enough time, come up with a budget that reflects a lean and efficient and effective government. I think we can get there as long as there's enough time between staff delivering a line item budget and us being able to review it.
I think one of the first things you have to do is we have to begin to prioritize our spending. And we have to know where the money is going. I've promoted an idea that we need to create a must-have, should-have, could-have, and nice-to-have priority system within the budget to be able to designate what things are going where. The budget is a mess. It really is. I've seen it. None of you can go home and fill out your tax return and put miscellaneous or other item on an IRS form to the IRS. You'll go to jail. You'll be in Leavenworth, all right, or you'll be audited for sure. And that's what the county does right now. They put other item or miscellaneous items and then close the item up, and you have no idea where that money's going. So I think there needs to be a clear and deep look at the budget by all the council. I'm actually a fan of a forensic audit. I think the voters of Volusia, I've been in Volusia County long enough to know that the voters of Volusia County deserve to know where their money's going, and it's never been done before. It would be expensive, there's no question, but I think it would be money well spent to restore the trust in government that this money is being spent properly.
Will you have the courage to stand up against the establishment when challenged?
So, I guess it depends on your frame of reference of who the establishment is. I've been on public TV fighting or sometimes coordinating with my elected officials in the city of Port Orange for 5.5 years. It's there for everybody to see. If something is wrong, I will come out and say it. I will not hesitate. Sometimes, most of the time it's in public, but as two of my sitting elected officials are in the back of the room, sometimes it's in private. We just disagree, but we settle everything.
I'm a football coach along with being a former Marine. I coach actually right now, and I've coached most of my life. One of the elements that I talk to my kids about all the time is moral courage. You gotta have the moral courage to do the right thing. Sometimes that's not easy to do. Sometimes you're asking a kid to tell another kid in a classroom that what you're doing isn't right. Quit disturbing the class, taking away the educational opportunity. So moral courage to me is a big thing. I certainly believe that it's gonna be a huge value, a huge part of what I would demonstrate as a county council member. The moral courage to stand up and say no when it's necessary, or yes if it is.
What protections will you offer homeowners with Ag, RE1 or R1A from being consumed by our PUDs?
Yes or no, I can't tell you today what I will won't vote for. Obviously I won't vote something crazy, but the best way to protect the people, A, educate them, B, fight the companies and educate the companies that are coming in that are causing that friction between us, because at the end of the day, people who own businesses don't necessarily live here and we do, so we have to worry about us.
So it is very dependent on the situation. I believe in personal property rights. I believe in you buy something with zoning, that's pretty much gonna be what it is. However, there are circumstances where trades can be made, where it makes better sense to change the zoning on something and change the zoning on something else, which we did in Port Orange a few times for the betterment of the city and the landowners. So there's times where it's prudent to make those changes. So I agree with my two fellow candidates up here that it's very dependent on the situation. But I am an individual property rights person, so if people have the rights to ag, they ought to be able to keep it ag, and big companies shouldn't be able to come in and change it without a healthy debate, and oh, by the way, without a healthy debate with the adjacent neighbors, subdivisions, whatnot.
I am not going to be an easy vote for any type of zoning change at all. I think when you purchase your property, you purchased it under certain conditions, and I think those are the conditions that should move forward with you. And part of what the problem we're facing in this county today is the number of zoning changes that get approved just because they've been presented. I think there needs to be a real clear look at what type of changes are coming forward to the county council, planning committee today. I went and watched their work, but I think we need to be very careful about what kind of changes we make.
Are county taxes too high, about right, or pleasantly low?
I mean, in my opinion, this is my opinion, but then you have to think tax bracket wise, kind of, yeah. So in my opinion, I think they are too high. The reason, let me rephrase that. If they keep growing, they're going to be too high. Let me say that. We do have to raise taxes at some point. That's the reality. Things are going up around. Things have to be paid. We have salaries in the county to pay.
I think we have to take a good look at as Doug said, where we spend the money, show the haves, the wants, the needs, and decide what we want as citizens, instead of just allowing it to be passed without taking a good look at what that budget says. I think we can get the taxes lower than they are now. Can we go to rollback? I'll tell you what, we can't approve an Amendment 10 and without knowing what's in that budget and then ask for rollback. That Amendment 10 cost us in excess of $10 million. And I'm for Amendment 10. It worked out, but don't then say, why can't you get us to roll back? You gotta know what you voted for and how much it's gonna cost.
My first response to that question is, Volusia County taxes, property taxes, are the 7th highest in the nation in comparison to income. When you look at the income of the county, we are 7th highest in the nation. So yes, property taxes are too high in this county. All right, can we do anything about the property taxes? Go to full rollback? That's going to be one more element of the whole issue of getting into the budget and seeing where the budget can be worked out. It's also going to be a matter of looking at what we're doing with reserves. Are we putting too much in reserves? There's an element of the reserves here that I understand we're savings for a rainy day in some cases, but some cases it's excessive. And then the other thing is, we're not using our assets very well. We got the Ocean Center that sits over there just about empty all the time. There should be a convention in that Ocean Center every weekend. The News Journal Center, which was built as a performing arts center, one of the finest in the world, 15 years old, 17% usage. Where are we can find revenue in other places without raising taxes.
Will you pledge not to raise our taxes if elected?
No, I will not pledge.
I can't tell you that. I don't know what may come up. We may have a hurricane or some kind of disaster or something astronomical, just something we don't control.
So we're back to the moral courage. Yes, I pledge to not raise taxes. I will not be an advocate for sales tax increase. I will not be an advocate for the property tax increase. Now, people go, well, that's irresponsible. You can't tell what's coming down the line. No, it's not. They said all you're doing is playing to the malcontents. I am a malcontent, all right? I'm not raising taxes on an already burdened tax base. Look at the economy, folks. We don't need to be raising taxes on already struggling families. All right, so I am a pledge to no taxes. I will resist the sales tax increase, and I would say you will never get a yes vote out of me on a property tax increase, because I'm not going to put that burden. I'm not going to put the burden of the development and the problems and the issues that development has created on the back of the taxpayers again. I'm not going to keep doing that.
And another one that's going to be one of the big popular questions, and just by the way, so you guys know, all of the questions, they came in from all the folks here that emailed them in to David, so they're all very random, and they are from the people that you have sitting before you. So, one of the big ones, Mr. Johansson, do you support the 1% sales tax in 2024?
I probably won't support the sales tax in 2024, and I'll tell you why. I don't think that the county council, the city councils, and the citizens have the wherewithal to come up with a consensus on what we would use it for. Do I think we need infrastructure? You bet. Do I think we need roads? You bet. Do I think we need some of the things that sales tax would pay for? Absolutely. Do I think that we can agree what they'll be used for and collaborate? I want to believe it. That's why I want to be elected to council, so I can make change and collaborate with cities, so we can collaborate with you all as citizens and come to consensus on what that money will be used for. If so, it'll be a done deal. I just don't think we're capable of getting there because everybody's got a different idea.
My answer only based on the public, because remember, that's who we're here for. We're representing them. It's not what I think or what I feel. It's what I know that we do or don't need. And I can't think of anyone who ever says, yes, I want a tax increase, period. No one ever says, yeah, charge me more. That doesn't happen realistically. But the reason I can say moving forward, unless again something crazy happens, I'm not voting for that is because we don't need a 1 cent sales increase.
Clearly no, I would not be. And let me tell you why. The 1 cent sales tax puts the burden on the low income household far more than it does anybody else. Here's what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about that guy that goes down the Boulevard Tire down on Nova Road and pulls in there with his truck and needs 4 tires. He really needs 4 tires, but you know what? He really can't afford 4 tires this month. So maybe what he's got to do is make the decision about, maybe I can make these 2 tires last another month, and I'll just get 2 this month and 2 next month. That's the guy that gets impacted the most by the 1 cent sales tax. I was a school teacher in this county. School teachers get paid on the 15th and last day of the month. And that last day of the month can be awful bad when it comes on a Monday, and you got 3 weekends between paydays. I have been that guy that took the coin jar out of the room and went down to Publix and put the coins in the coin star down there to get enough money to last through the weekend and get gas to go to work on Monday morning. No, I'm not a 1 cent sales tax guy and won't be.
My question is these races, out of county money that's coming in, how could that be looked at and broadcast more? Candidates are getting a lot of money from out of Volusia County, from investors, builders, contractors. Why isn't that broadcast more? That's my question.
Can I answer that?
That'll go to you
Well,
first.
his first.
Stand up for this one. Listen, numbers don't lie, people do. Keep that in mind. So look at the commonalities when you go through the financials. It is addressed, sir, on hashtag breakfast report. Oh, I call it out. Look at the numbers and look at the names. So let's say I own a company, which I do, Sharice Boyd Enterprise. Let's say I own Sharice Boyd Enterprise and I own Sharice's Baby House and Sharice's Doll House. Every one of those businesses I can give $1,000 from, but I got a lot of money, right? So what I do is I give my employees $1,000 and then my wife and my grandchildren, I say, go give it to him and put it in his account. They do it, sir. But I'll tell you, when I say there's a difference between, and I believe he's a little more grassroots than I am. He's a little less grassroots than I am because I truly will not run under someone else. And I've been offered, people like, hey, I can endorse. I don't really need you to do that. I just need you to share the information. I need the count. I need the vote. Do we need money? Yes. But I swear, I would prefer your vote over your dollar. The money is talked about. I promise you that. And we see that. We see who's getting money because they're with who and who. I call it out. But unfortunately, sir, I'm about democracy. Some people are about politics. I don't know how to separate the two, so I just stay in my circle. I play mine. But I do call a spotted cow when I see one, because y'all have to know, you're saying you want change, but people are doing the same thing up here. Change begins with you. You vote for something different. You probably won't, because a lot of y'all had your minds made up. But I'm promising you, if you're not happy, don't think the people are going to make you happy doing the same thing with the same supporters.
So, I take money from everybody. I do, and I'll tell you why. You all set?
Yep.
I take money from everybody, and I'll tell you why. The $25 contributor, when they call my phone number, I'll pick up the phone. When the $1,000 contributor calls me, I'm going to pick up the phone. The $25 contributor, the $5 contributor, the $1,000 contributor, all get the same service from me. Nobody can buy me. Nobody's ever bought me. Nobody will ever buy me. I have the moral courage to vote the way the citizens, the majority, want me to vote. This is an at-large position. There's 570,000 people in this county. It takes money to get the word out to everybody. You all are here. You heard. How about the people that are home tonight taking care of their families? They have to know who to vote for. We have to get the word out. How do you get the word out? Media, money, signs, palm cards, mailers. That takes money.
Yeah, let me just say this. Anybody can go to Lisa Lewis's page on the website of the supervisor elections, go to the candidates, pull down the candidates, pull down to the candidates' contributions, and see every one of our contributions. There's not just money coming from outside of Volusia County. There's a lot of money coming from inside Volusia County. I'm running a grassroots campaign. My cousins have stopped taking my phone call because I keep calling them asking for donations. All right? I'm not getting donations from the out-of-state ones you see are from my family and friends that are out of state. I'm running a grassroots campaign. I'm asking the people of Volusia County what you want and how you want me to represent you as a county council member. So there's no big money coming for me, and you can each go in to the supervisor of elections website and see that money. See the same address for multiple names on some candidates. Okay? What's that tell you? All right? And don't be fooled by some of the names of some of the things that you see as far as, the names of organizations. Be sure you look into that. All right? That's your job as a voter.
Boyd?